What's up, YouTube? Jet Fuel EDC here, and tonight we got another cold steel to check out. This, my friends, is the Cold Steel AD-10. So I know what you're probably thinking. We've had quite a few cold steels come on here lately, but they've had some pretty amazing releases. Brought out some, this one and the AD-15 coming out pretty much the same time. Those two knives were just phenomenal. There's been several others. The Ultimate Hunter caught grab of that one. Had a few others we've looked at. I hate to say it, but I might be turning into a cold steel fanboy. Whatever. I like a good knife. They're making great knives. Check them out. Let's get into it. So like I was saying, this is the Cold Steel AD-10. This is the production version of Andrew Demko's custom. As you're looking at it, you got these beautiful contoured black G10 handles. You can see the famous triad lock there. You got some jimping back here on the spine. Got a G10 backspacer with a humongous lanyard hole. Run whatever you want through that thing. That thing's huge. If that's your thing, you ain't gonna have no problem running some 550 through that, a freaking telephone wire, whatever you want to attach to this thing. It's quite the lanyard hole. But he kind of got like a, I won't say it's a glass breaker, but they kind of, I don't know, they pointed it out here at the tip. I'm not sure of the purpose of that, because if you wanted to use this thing as a blunt instrument, you could use it anywhere. I mean, this thing's pretty stout. But I don't think that was the intention behind it. Otherwise, they would have, made it more pronounced or whatever, made it a little sharper, and probably made it out of something a little more sturdy. But as you can see, this knife right now is configured for right hand tip up carry. Got little remnants of some jean pocket there. So that pocket clip, it does have some pretty solid tension on it. So when you buy this knife, it comes with a left hand pocket clip as well. So you could carry it left, for all the lefties out there, you could carry it left hand tip up, or it comes configured right hand tip up. So it is a manual opening blade with thumb studs. You got the dual thumb studs here. As you can see, you got a real nice drop point blade there with it's a hollow grind S35 VN steel. As you can see, cold steel, made in Taiwan. You got AD-10 on this side. Got a dedicated finger choil, which is very comfortable, especially left-handed. If you got the right-handed pocket clip, I don't quite understand this, but if you got the right-handed pocket clip on there, see how my pinky just kind of fits right into that groove? It just lays right in there. It's almost perfect on that forward finger choil. But in the right, it's just as comfortable. It's very solid. They did it very, very well. The ergos on this thing, they contoured, they just beveled each edge correctly. They did a great job with this. I mean, the ergos on this are phenomenal. So action is extremely smooth. As you can see, that triad lock, there's no lock stick, nothing like that. No blade play. It's very solid, up and down, no lock rock, nothing like that. As you can see, you got solid centering, right on the money. Just absolutely phenomenal action on that thing. It drops shut. The weight of the blade will take it once you disengage the triad lock. Like I said, it will pretty much just fall shut on you. So as you're looking at the knife, you can tell it's a very large knife. It's not the largest, but it's pretty large. You're looking at about 5 1/4 inches closed. Looking at about 8 3/4 open. The blade itself, looking at right at 3 1/2. And cutting length's pretty much the same. Just a shade above 3.5. Your blade thickness is 0.151. Your handle thickness, 0.636. As you can see, it's a little wider across there. And another one I want to do just for, I don't generally do this one, but this thing, it is a pocket hog. It takes up quite a bit of real estate in the pocket. So at its widest point, you're looking at 1.82 inches wide. And get that light out of there. There we go. So just under 2 inches wide. So it takes up quite a bit of real estate in your pocket. Excuse me. Let's check the weight on her. Weight 6.84 and 194 grams. So compared to like a 4-max or something like that, the weight is quite a bit different. You're looking at like 3 ounces difference. What'd I say that was? Do that one more time. I got short-term memory. Yeah, 6.84. And a 4-max is like 10 ounces, like 9.8. And then sometimes I've seen different reviewers get them up into the 10s. My 4-max that I have, it's like 10.3 because I got this hellacious bead on it. So it is a large knife, and with that being said, let's get into the dislikes and the likes. So first of all, I have to say one of my dislikes on this knife is the billboarding. I'm not a fan of the way that they did this AD-10, and if you watch my AD-15 video, it's kind of the same thing. This is the same thing. That billboarding just kind of doesn't fit this knife to me. That's my opinion. If they would have stuck with the same style and font size as the cold steel and the blade material, I would have been fine with that. It would have looked great. I think they would have done way better. So the next thing, like I measured it, the width in pocket. This thing is a pocket tank. So if you wear like any kind of athletic type or skinny jeans or anything like that, this is not the knife for you. Absolutely not. Not if you want to have anything else in that pocket. Like me, I carry some pins. I've always got an ID. I've got things going on in my pockets In my left hand pocket, I carry a backup knife along with a mini flashlight or whatever. I'm kind of a nerd. I carry a lot of pens. I've always got 2 pens on me. At work time, I carry a dry erase marker because I use it a lot. I carry a highlighter, a permanent marker, things like that. So I have quite a bit in my pockets, and this knife kind of eliminates a pocket for me. It does away with my right hand pocket. I can put stuff in there, but it's a pain to fetch it out. So that's one of the downfalls of it. Like I alluded to before, I kind of wish that they would have maybe used a titanium piece back here on this back spacer, and maybe either brought it in flush, gave it a more clean, subtle look, or pronounced it, made it sharp as heck, and like, hey, we're going to use this thing to go break glass, we're going to do whatever. They kind of did it half and half, and I kind of think it's like almost like an afterthought for this knife. I kind of wish that they would have done something more there. So those are my dislikes. Now for the likes. So the feel of this knife, when you get it in hand, it's very smooth. It's textured at the same time. You got jimping in the right places, and it contours to your hand. It molds and it fits. Like, I really don't think you would have an issue with this knife using it in a wet condition, wet environment. Say you were skinning a deer, you were filleting fish, whatever you might do, bloody situation, in the rain. I don't think you would, just the way it fits my hand, I don't think, once your grip's locked in, I don't think it's going anywhere. I can't say that for a lot of knives. Like I said, there's not a lot of texturing on that G10, but it is very comfortable, and I really feel like you're going to be locked in for the ride on that thing. So the next thing would have to be the blade shape. So I love the hollow grind. I love the swedge they put here. They made a fantastic slicer with this one. That S35VN steel is pretty wicked. I've been using this knife like crazy since I've been carrying it. And as you can see, it is still razor sharp. It is a killer, that's for sure. The next thing would have to be the action. Even with it being the triad lock, I've had several dealings with some of Cold Steel's triad locks, and a lot of times it takes a lot of working in, and like they get sticky and things like that. This one, it came straight out of the box, like perfect. You can see it disengaged, and then it just drops. Be mindful, please be mindful if you're gonna drop it shut like that. Keep your finger behind that finger guard, because as you can see, my finger is it's not completely safe, but it's safer than if you had it up above that finger guard. Obviously, there's a solid chance you might get cut. So please be careful with this thing. You let it drop shut like that. So with my likes out of the way, let's go on to the recommendation. If you have the means, if you have the budget, if one is available. Right now, they're not available. They're all pre-order everywhere you go. They sold out. They brought another run out. Those sold out, and they're bringing more. I kind of don't like the way they did that. I wish they would have kind of flooded it, but you know, I don't know if they're just kind of You know, they did a little bit and then shipped, did a little bit more, produced a little bit more, and shipped. But if they have these things on hand, they should get them out. There's a lot of people wanting them. I know that. I've seen a lot of interest in them, this one and the AD-15. But if you have the budget, you have the means, I highly recommend this knife. It's a great knife. If it's, you know, especially if it's something you're going to be able to EDC. Carrying a big knife like this is just, it's crazy. It's really fun. And especially if you have the right audience, first time you pull a knife out like that, people are just like, they're in shock. Like, wow, you're carrying that thing. It really is. It's a cool feeling. It's a great knife, and I highly recommend it. I've never had a custom version. Same thing with the AD-15, so I can't really speak for that, but I can speak for this knife and the production, the budget model they've produced is awesome. So with that being said, that's pretty much all I got for you guys tonight. As always, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.